I'm Dominic and welcome back. Today we're going through 6 essential piano pieces every pianist must master. We'll be going over what, why and when you should learn these pieces, and leave a comment if you guessed any of them correctly. We'll start with the most accessible and we'll progress in difficulty from numbers 1 to 5, and just a quick note to say that our wild card, the 6th one, could be any level. Without further ado, our first piece for today is by far the oldest. It is both a symbol of simplicity, but it also has great depth. It's the easiest to get our fingers around, but requires a great deal of consideration as to how to play. It is Bach's Prelude number 1 from his first book of Preludes and Fugues. After learning it earlier on in your musical journey, return to it and consider your musical interpretation and your performance. It can also be a fantastic exercise in harmony and transposition, so if you're up for the challenge, transpose the C major prelude into each key. Our second essential piece is by another great composer and actually bears some similarities to the Prelude. It starts with some gently arpeggiated chords and has a mysterious yet simple melody. Its title is a cause for controversy as it wasn't actually given by the composer himself. And the tempo is also up for debate, and you'll hear wildly different speeds in recordings of this sonata. If you haven't already guessed it, it is Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, the first movement. It's a step up in level from the C major prelude, and the key of C sharp makes it slightly less accessible. Return to the other movements later on, which present quite a bit more of a challenge. The third essential piece is an extraordinarily famous piece that was written by the composer for piano beginners. It's a classic for piano learners everywhere, but it's certainly not really a piece for very beginners. It is Mozart's Sonata in C major K545. Playing and performing Mozart requires a great deal of care. Although harmonically it may not be too complex, ensuring evenness and navigating the minefield that is playing Mozart on a modern grand piano can be quite a challenge, and this is exactly why you should learn this piece. Practice the evenness in the scales and arpeggios to develop your finger control and learn about how to play and interpret Mozart on a modern piano. We're jumping forwards in time now to the 19th century, and our next essential piece is Of the Night. Guessed it yet? It is from the Polish composer Frédéric Chopin, and it is a nocturne, Opus 9, number 2 in E flat. It's certainly more of an early advanced piano piece to learn, but it is one of the more accessible works from Frédéric Chopin. Our fifth essential piece to master is arguably the most famous, and it would be recognised by many non-pianists for appearing on the big screen so many times. Perhaps my personal favourite from today's list, this piece has been arranged for every combination of instruments under the sun. It was even arranged for orchestra and was originally intended to be included in the Disney classic, the 1940s Fantasia. Unfortunately, it was actually removed later on due to runtime issues. It has since appeared again and again on the big screen, and it is the second piece today with Moon in the title. That's a pretty big clue. It is Clair de Lune by Claude Debussy. And now to number 6, our wildcard. It is a piece that every pianist should know, so be sure to have a good rendition ready. I think you may just recognise the tune. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.